Hello, I'm back. Tell me, do you enjoy going to school? Most of you would probably say no. When I was a kid, I felt the same. I hated waking up for class, hated listening to lessons, and hated homework even more. But one day I realized something chilling. Being able to do those things was a privilege. A sign that I was still alive. Standing here in the middle of this dark, twisted world, able to tell you stories that most people can't even bear to imagine. You and I, sitting here right now, are the luckiest people on Earth because we haven't been murdered. The victims in the stories I'm about to share weren't that fortunate. Their lives were stolen while they were still so small, too innocent to understand what was happening. And of course, no one in their right mind would ever believe these children chose death themselves. They were slaughtered by someone neither you nor I, nor even they could have imagined. Their own parents. Killers hiding in plain sight, wearing masks stitched together from counterfeit love, moving through society's shadows while pretending to be just like everyone else. Do you like parties? I do. I'm obsessed with them. They make me feel alive, like I truly exist. But a real party, a party worth remembering, should never leave behind a trail of devastation. No fires, no drugs, and certainly no bodies. The victim in the story I'm about to tell you didn't die at a party. They died because of one. Warning, this is going to get gruesome. If you're easily frightened, don't stay alone. And for your own safety, hit like, share, and subscribe. So if anything goes wrong while you're watching, I will be there to save you.
YouTuber Verfi Cootie left her 20-month-old at home alone while she went partying for 6 days. Baby Asiah was left to starve all by herself. Cootie traveled more than 150 miles away to celebrate her 18th birthday with her boyfriend. When Cootie returned home after almost 6 days, her baby wasn't waking up, and sadly nothing could be done to save Asiah.
Oh my gosh, no words could ever capture the sheer horror of this. Only a demon clawed up from the pits of hell could be so cold-blooded. She left her own child home alone, no food, no water, no one to watch over them. The baby was only 20 months old, barely even a year. Even if the fridge had been packed to bursting, what kind of idiot would think a toddler could open it, cook a meal, and feed themselves? It's beyond comprehension. She doesn't even deserve the title of mother. If time could be rewound, would she still have gone to that party? Or taken her child along? We'll never know. What we do know is that little one will never wake to see another sunrise. And the rest of this imposter mother's life will be steeped in regret. No matter how many millions she might hoard in the bank, nothing could ever repay the debt of that day. Nothing. Warning, you're climbing another step on the staircase of cruelty and terror. The stories ahead will be far more horrifying than anything you've heard before. Make sure your seatbelt is fastened and don't go anywhere. The nightmare begins in 3, 2, 1.
This mother murdered her 3 kids during a psychosis episode. On January 24th, 2023, 32-year-old Lindsay Clancy took the life of her 5-year-old daughter Cora, 3-year-old son Dawson, and 7-month-old baby Callan. On this day at 4:53 p.m., Lindsay asked her husband Patrick to pick up some dinner at a restaurant not too far from the house. About an hour later, Patrick returned home and noticed that there was absolute silence. He called for Lindsay's name, and after no response, he went into the bedroom and noticed that the window was open. Lindsay had jumped out the window in an attempt to take her own life, but she was still alive. This is where things get really sad. Patrick went to the basement and found all 3 kids with exercise cords around their necks. Both Cora and Dawson passed away in the hospital, but baby Callan passed away 3 days later due to his injuries. Lindsay's defense attorney claims that she was suffering from postpartum psychosis, which led her to break from reality and murder her children. But the state attorney argues that these killings were premeditated and that Lindsay sent her husband to get food on purpose so that she can commit these crimes. However, Dr. Caney, who is a board member of Postpartum Support International, clarified that women can completely break with reality during violent episodes. She also said that women who are a few weeks postpartum should be aware of the symptoms of psychosis, which is usually hallucinating. Lindsay was charged with 2 counts of murder, 3 counts of strangulation and assault, and battery with a deadly weapon. And get this, she's currently paralyzed from the waist down after jumping out the window.
There. That is the dark side of society I keep warning you about. No ordinary mother could ever kill her own child, yet she murdered all 3. If you were paying close attention to the last video, you'd have caught an important detail. She tried to end her life by jumping out of a window, but fate turned against her. The suicide attempt failed. 2 theories have surfaced. Was the mental illness she suffered actually a demon pulling the strings of her mind and body, compelling her into these senseless acts? Or is she the demon herself? Was the illness nothing more than a performance, a mask she wore for us? Which explanation do you lean toward? Comment below and let me know. Terrifying and unimaginable are words we often reach for in cases of brutal crime. But the story I'm about to tell you goes far beyond either of those. There aren't words sharp enough to capture the cruelty of this mother. She was no parent at all. She was a demon. A grim reaper, calmly writing her own child's name into the book of death.
This 7-year-old testified against his own mother at her murder trial. In 2007, Amanda Lewis lived in Esto, Florida with her 2 children. She was a single mother working as a nursing assistant. She mostly worked overnight, so this meant she was pretty tired during the day. Amanda's 2 children were Adriana, 7, and AJ, who was just 6 years old. They lived in a modest home, and they seemed to be doing really well. Adriana was a very happy child, if a little bit energetic. She was diagnosed with ADHD at a young age, and she was spicy. She was a little bit fiery, but she was happy. She was just wonderful. On August 8th of 2007, Amanda had just worked the night shift. The plan for that day was to go school supply shopping, but she just wanted to take a nap before they left. The kids were bored inside the house, so they asked if they could play outside. Amanda said that was fine, but they were to stay away from the pool because there was not going to be any adult supervision while they were outside. Amanda was inside the home when AJ came inside saying that Adriana was in the pool. Amanda says at first she thought that Adriana had just gotten into the pool, so she told AJ to get her out because it was almost time to leave. But when Amanda looked outside again, she saw AJ reaching over the side of the pool to try to get Adriana out. So she ran outside, and that's when she found her daughter floating face down in this pool. She was blue by this time. Amanda immediately called 911 begging for help. She was pretty hysterical on this 911 call. She did try to help while emergency services were on the way, but was unable to do anything. Adriana was quickly taken to the hospital and then airlifted to a bigger hospital. Doctors did all they could. They were eventually able to get a pulse, but that didn't last long, and Adriana was pronounced dead at 5:05 that evening. At first, police believed that this had been just a horrible accident. They figured that Adriana was reaching over the side of the pool trying to scoop bugs out and had simply fallen in. But all of that would change when AJ started talking. AJ told family members that he had seen Amanda dunking Adriana in the pool. And it was after AJ started saying this that police started to wonder if it really had been an accident.
So horrifying. How could she do that to her own child? A tiny baby sinking into a swimming pool is like an adult plunging into a vast, merciless ocean. Pure terror and despair. If there's still a shred of humanity left in her, she should spend every moment behind bars drowning in remorse, trying, however hopelessly, to atone for what she's done. The full story goes on, and if you want to dig deeper, you can easily find it online. It's infamous. But for now, steel your heart, because the final story is about to begin. Look up. Do you see any cracks in your ceiling? The horror is about to break through. The final story is always the most ruthless, the most inhuman of them all. There are countless ways to strip someone of consciousness, to snatch them from life altogether. But the woman in this case chose the fastest, most chilling method. It took less than 5 seconds. Stay with me, and let's uncover exactly what she did.
She ended her son's life at a practice range because she believed it would send him to heaven. 44-year-old Marie Moore lived in Florida with her 2 sons, including 20-year-old Mitchell. For years, she had suffered with severe mental health issues and had even been hospitalized after attempts of trying to harm herself. Despite her challenges, she tried to maintain a good relationship with her sons. In April of 2009, Marie took Mitchell to a local practice range, and at first it seemed like a normal outing. But all of a sudden, Marie shot her son from behind, ending his life instantly. She then turned the gun on herself and ended her life as well. Investigators later found notes and recordings where Marie claimed that she was the Antichrist and she was acting under voices and disturbing beliefs. Mitchell's father filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the range, claiming that they knew about Marie's past and even let her rent a firearm even though she had been banned before. This tragedy left a son without his mother or brother and a family wanting answers that they may never get.
The world we live in is overflowing with horrors. Too many cruel, inhuman souls hiding behind ordinary faces. The mother in the story above ended her son's life with a single bullet. It was so fast, so merciless, that he may not even have felt the physical pain. But one thing is certain. If he truly reached the heaven his mother imagined, he must be filled with rage and heartbreak. We live in a society where love is smothered by the fog of night. The line between a human and a monster is razor thin. Sometimes it's impossible to tell them apart. If you were one of the victims in that story, and you had the chance to return to the moment right before you were killed, what would you do? Tell me in the comments below. And don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss the next story. Bye for now.